Welcome back, guys, to Trails into Reverie, where last episode we fought the 5th Stratum's final challenge, Fallen Demon from the Beyond Overlord McBurn, defeating the being of the Divergent Laws in a surprising encounter as our group saw a white silhouette that looked familiar, who warned us of the trials to come. After talking to the administrator and relaying the info to the rest of our allies, we returned to the unsealing pedestal to reap our rewards and brought Prince Olivert and Scheherazade into the garden, as we now unlock our next Daydream. Daydream One Step Forward is now available. Ah, see, it's the one that was hinted at. Yeah. But why are the other two there? What are you two about? You getting married too? No seeing sense. Also another sweep. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that entirely. Seems that
rendering browsing
we have
interface.
A lot of content to get to. Oh, that's still a different color. All right, one step forward. Let's check it out. Early March 1207 of the Septian calendar. After commanding the Viceland army in the war, the one-time head of Lemaire's forces was set to remain principal of Thor's branch campus. To that end, she found herself poring over reams of paperwork. There, I suppose it's about time for a break. When I first took this position, I never thought I'd stick with it. Thinking about the changing landscape of the continent, there's great significance behind staying here. I never planned on going back to the provincial army anyway. I need to put my all into being the principal, for Lady Mildine as well. Re-evaluating the structure of the Thor's main campus and the revival of club activities. The main campus is going to see major changes, and the branch campus is going to expand in scope. In addition to a reshuffling of the teaching staff, more hands will be brought on board, and the number of students will increase greatly. And now it looks like I'll be in charge of the arts. Instructor Mary and I will have to coordinate not just when it comes to classes, but clubs as well. If I remember correctly, she's currently back home taking some time off. I remember when she came to me to talk about her romantic woes. It was at the farewell party the night before the Battle of Jormungand, and I believe Wallace was there as well. Speak of the devil. It's me. What is it? I see. Understood. Well now, this should be fun. Count Altheim's residence in St. Ark, the old capital. What's going on there then? There you are, Mary. I'm sorry for asking you here during such a busy time of the school year. I even caused you to use up some of your valuable vacation time. It's perfectly alright. I managed to finish everything I needed to do. I'm thankful for the opportunity to take a break and come home for once. So what is it you wanted to speak with me about, Father? Well, you see, I'm happy that your career is going so well. However, I suppose there's no sense in beating around the bush. What exactly is the status of your relationship with that man? Do you mean Macarov? Yes, him. A scruffy-looking commoner with no sense of the fine arts. I learned you two had been seeing each other for over a year, the night before the Great War started. It was still just a phone call. I could tell from speaking with him that night that he's a strong-willed sort of man. He's even Professor Schmidt's second disciple. However, what exactly has he done in the half year since? He's still yet to give you a formal proposal or buy you a ring. Yes, but I thought you accepted his explanation when we came to visit. You mean after the war? To be frank, Professor Schmidt still has yet to recognize any of the results I've produced thus far. Until that happens, I won't feel as though I've earned my keep as a professional researcher. Once I've accomplished that then, and only then, will I be ready to settle down with Mary. So please, I ask that you remain patient for a little while longer. I just need a bit more time. His words were quite impactful, but they lacked convincing or conviction. To make matters worse, I haven't heard a single word from him since. Just what are these results he spoke of? Isn't he an instructor first and foremost, like yourself? I assure you he has his reasons, even if you of all people find that hard to believe. Enough. I'd rather move on from discussing him. I summoned you here today to talk about something else entirely. You have a marriage interview coming soon, Mary. Pardon? What in the world are you talking about? I respect the feelings you hold for that man. However, I can tell how unsatisfied his hesitancy has left you. You say he has his reasons, but not even you understand what results he's searching for, do you? No, not specifically. But he still has my support regardless. That may be, but I can't simply stand by and let you wallow in suspense like this. As for this interview, someone very respected was willing to arrange this meeting. It would reflect poorly on our house should you refuse to go through with it now. It's scheduled for tomorrow. I can expect you to be there, yes? This is all so sudden. You put me into a position where I can't refuse. Let me be clear, I'm not forcing you to marry this person. I simply want you to keep your options open. As they say, experience is everything in life. As for who the suitor is, I'll leave that as a surprise. His character is even higher than his social standing, I assure you. That is all. I suggest you get a good night's rest ahead of tomorrow. Father, we're not done talking. I said that is all. Fine. Please excuse me. Daydream one step forward has begun. I think we can see the scenario that's about to play out. That night. So that's what this is all about. It's my fault that it's come to this. Please don't blame yourself. I'll be fine. My father said he wasn't going to force anything on me, so he should still respect my decision. Really? Well, that's a relief at least. So does that mean you were at least a little concerned about losing me? A little. More like in an absolute panic. Still, you wouldn't have to go through this if I were just a little more reliable. That's not how I see you at all. You're working as hard as you can. That's something to be admired. No, getting those results for the old man is just a matter of pride. I'm not going to be the man I ought to be until the job is done. They say I'm that stubborn old goat's second disciple, but I left the institute without presenting a capstone project. Just look at everything George and Tito have already accomplished at their ages. Compared to them, I'm pathetic. Macarov. So would you happen to be at the branch campus research building again today? Yeah, Einhell Keep is here. That makes for the perfect testing ground. Main campus is no slouch, but this is sort of the professor's home turf. I suppose it would be. I take the details of your project are still confidential then. Yeah, sorry about that. It's all got to stay under wraps until it's complete. I promise you'll be the first one to know once that old man's satisfied. And once that's done, I'll be paying your father another visit. You don't have to worry about that. My father may be impatient, but I'm in no rush. Take your time. It's getting late, so I should go. Please try not to push yourself too hard. I won't. I've only got one class tomorrow, so I was thinking of pulling an all-nighter. But just for you, I'll take it easy. Talk to you soon. He's neck deep in his research as ever. Macarov tries to hide it, but I can tell how concerned he is about me. It would be selfish to ask for more than that. But just once, I wish he'd say he was going to come rushing to my side. Now, this only goes to show how much faith he has in me. I need to show the same faith in him. I'll have to politely turn down whatever suitor father has arranged for tomorrow. And so the day of the arranged marriage meeting arrived. Much to everyone's surprise, the mediator for said event was none other than the ruler of the Sutherland province, Marquis Hyarms. However, the arranged partner Mary was to meet came as an even greater surprise. Brigadier General Wallace! Oh, excuse me, you were recently promoted to Major General, as I recall. It's fine. I wouldn't expect you to call me by my rank anyway. I believe the last time we saw each other was the evening before the Great War. Yes, I believe so. It's good to see you again. But there hasn't been some sort of mistake, has there? Don't be so rude, Mary. Please forgive my daughter's behaviour, your lordship, Major General. It's alright, her surprise is understandable. Major General Bardius has quite the reputation in Sutherland, but he's hardly known as a ladies' man. He's been approached about potential partners for marriage before, but he's never accepted even once. It's as the Marquis says, this is my first time meeting with a partner for an arranged marriage. That's because I'd never felt anything toward a potential suitress until now. Though I have only met Lady Mary once before, I became somewhat of a secret admirer of hers. What sort of man would I be if I let an opportunity like this pass me by? I had to accept. You feel that way about me, Lord Wallace? Well then, I'm happy that my daughter won the favour of a man such as yourself. Father, I recall speaking with Lord Wallace and Lady Aurelia about my romantic troubles the night of that party. You should know how I feel, so why is he doing this? In that case, I imagine things should go quite smoothly. Yes, so it seems. Pause a crowd, when you say? Why don't we give them some privacy? Take as long as you need you to. House Altheim and House Bardius are among the most distinguished families in Sutherland. It was my pleasure to serve as mediator. I'll be expecting good news. I'll do what I can. So... Still playing your violin, then? It's under me. St. Ark truly is a wonderful and charming city, don't you think? Before it was the chalk colour it is today, it was the shining white beacon that served as the capital following the calamity of the Dark Ages. And once peace returned, it became the home to Erebonia's renaissance of the fine arts. Correct. It is said that Sutherland's warmer climate played a hand in sparking people's interest and desire for the arts. That's how House Altheim came to own several works of art from the era of the old capital. What about your house, Lord Wallace? Well, House Bardius planted its roots in Erebonia after the War of the Lions, so it has a lot of heirlooms from that era. Still, I've always been fonder of paintings and music, personally. That's part of what draws me to you as a teacher of the arts. You don't say? That's very flattering. How about I buy some drinks, then we can sit at one of the benches and chat some more? Well, alright. It's not quite the same as resting at a cafe, but it sounds delightful in its own way. Oh, I never thought of it that way. It's just my own personal interpretation. That said, I didn't take you for the type to have such a deep knowledge of the arts. I'm truly impressed. Maybe so, but I could never compare to you. Your wisdom of the field goes far beyond your years as an instructor. Please, you flatter me. I have to admit that I didn't expect to have such a lively conversation with you about the arts. Do you have conversations like this with Lady Aurelia often? Well, I'd be lying if I said we haven't had our share of meaningful conversations, though we haven't had the time to talk together like this in some time. My apologies for bringing this up so suddenly, Lady Mary. But were you truly shocked when you realized I was the one here for you today? Yes, but you don't have to apologize. The way I responded back at the estate was unbecoming. I'm sorry for that. I believe I fully gathered my thoughts on the situation now. And I better understand your true intentions. Do you now? I haven't forgotten the advice you gave me on matters of the heart during the send-off party before the war. If I had to guess, you're doing this to help my family retain its respect. You took this meeting knowing full well how it would end, didn't you? I'm truly sorry for getting you involved in House Altheim's internal matters. Not at all. I believe there's been a fundamental misunderstanding between us. There has. I spoke the truth when I said I was quite fond of you. Did you think those weren't my true feelings? Pardon? I'm well aware of how you feel toward Macarov. Given that, it may be uncouth of me to confess my feelings to you now of all times. Though, just the same as him, I'm at the age where it's time I start to seriously consider marriage, even if there are obstacles in my way. It's only natural I give an earnest attempt to pursue someone who would be a good fit as my partner. And that someone is me? Yes, and it all started on the night of that party. I saw how wholeheartedly and loyally you cared for Macarov. Irrational as it may be, that drew me to you. So much so that I quietly grew to resent him for making you wait like you have. I couldn't help but think that I would never treat you that way. I'm aware that confessing these feelings now will only increase the burden that's weighing on you, but I couldn't simply give up. I'm a stubborn man who let his pride get in the way. I'm sorry, Lady Mary. I can only imagine how confusing this must be for you. Nevertheless, I want you to understand that my feelings are genuine. Is he serious? But if you still don't believe me, then there's somewhere I'd like to have you accompany me. Would you do the honor? Would you do me the honor? You were referring to Chardin Boutique. But why here? Because there's something I'd like to get for you, if that's alright. Consider it a testament to just how sincere my feelings are. I don't know what to say to that. I can't possibly reciprocate, even if your feelings are sincere. Macarov is the one As I said, I'm well aware that what I'm doing is rather unrefined and possibly even unreasonable. All I ask is that you hear me out. I get the sense there's something about your and Makarov's relationship that is still in doubt. That's because... he's not necessarily wrong. Father has picked up on that too, that's why he's been so concerned. That look on your face tells me you're aware of this as well. All the more reason I can't simply back down. What's this? I know a ring would be a bit too sudden, but I hope you can accept this. Wallace presented Mary with a stunning corsage. Is this a Marguerite corsage? That's right, in the language of flowers, the Marguerite means true love. It represents my feelings towards you. True love. I also ask that you consider social standing, as two people that both come from noble houses. I'm only the son of a baron, but I do have an accomplished military career under me. That seems to be enough to satisfy Count Altheim. And as a man, I'm confident I can make you happy. Given the direction things have gone since the war, I suspect the next era will be a trying one for the nobility. Our house could support one another through it if we were together. I suppose that's true. It's alright, I'm not going to ask for an immediate answer. My only hope for today was for us to get to know each other better. I know how unreasonable it would be to expect an answer so soon, so I think we should end things here. I'll come for your answer tomorrow. I hope you'll think carefully about who the best partner for you really is. Well then, I'll take my leave for now. I'll be looking forward to good news. Oh! How did it come to this? What do I tell Macarov? Best partner for me? How do I truly feel? And so, the following day... It sounds as though the two of you had quite the productive day yesterday. I understand you asked us here because there's something you wanted to say. What is it? Could it be that you've agreed to accept the Major General as a suitor? I'm ready for your answer if you are, Lady Mary. Very well. I spent all of last night giving serious consideration to my response. While I'm incredibly flattered and grateful for your feelings, Lord Wallace, I'm afraid I cannot return them. Are you certain? Oh dear. Might I ask why? It's rather simple. Because I am in love with Macarov. Are you really? Yes! Please forgive me for being rude, but you're sure that love is real? Of course I am. In that case, could I ask you to explain your feelings to us? I need to hear ample reason why I could never win your heart the way he has. Well, if I'm being honest, I don't know how to explain it myself. Would starting how Macarov and I first met suffice? Go on. This is a good opportunity for me to learn as well. Please continue, Mary. I was still a naive, sheltered girl when I was first hired by Fours. I didn't know whether I was cut out for teaching. My first days were full of stumbles, and I felt as though I was always causing problems for my colleagues. I recall Macarov in particular being rather cold. I even considered him frightening. But as we interacted more and more, I came to know his true character. Yes, at first glance he could seem slovenly and come across as aloof. But the truth was he was watching over me more than anyone else. Macarov was giving me help and advice in his own nonchalant way. That isn't to say he was giving me special treatment, it was simply who he was. And as the days passed, I began to respect him for it without even realizing it. I even grew fond of the heartwarming relationship he holds with his niece, Mint. And then, after the Civil War ended, my feelings became all too clear to me. It wasn't just respect I felt toward him. Oh. Isn't that something? But why him of all people? Father, does the 10-year age gap and difference in social standing bother you that much? I don't believe any of that matters when it comes to matters of the heart. Well...
I understand that I'm a sheltered woman who lacks enough life experience to lecture anyone on the matters of the heart. But I believe in my heart that my love for Macarov is true, and I wish to make our love come true. And so, I must apologize. Perhaps it would be better if we forgot this arrangement was ever proposed.
So that's how it is. I see how deep your feelings for Macarov run now.
Then, does that mean you...
You feel that strongly about him, Mary?
How could any of us deny it after hearing all that?
I would urge you not to be so hasty, Lady Mary.
That voice, is it? Hey, I was wondering where you were. He's part of my intrusion, Lord High Arms and Count Altheim. I understand an arranged marriage is being discussed today. It was only right for me to drop what I was doing to come straight here. Whatever do you mean? Are you saying you're in favor of this arranged marriage, your ladyship? That I am. But why? I cannot deny that your feelings for Macarov are genuine, Lady Mary. However... Right, there's still the matter of how Macarov himself feels. I can recognize that you do indeed love him. What if that love is unrequited? His tone is so much more serious than before. I assure you that isn't the case. I know how he feels the same about me. If that's the case, why is it that you two haven't been seeing each other much as of late? Did he not leave you behind and take his research to the branch campus's hangar? Yes, he has been in leaves, but that's because there's an important project Macarov has no choice but to finish. You don't sound very sure of yourself, Lady Mary. Again, I cannot deny the two of you share a genuine bond, but could the same not become true of yourself and Wallace? I've known this man since we were students, and never once has he let me down. He has always met my expectations and lent his support, as a noble, a soldier, and a comrade. And if directed that loyalty to someone he loved, I have no doubt he would devote himself to them. He would never leave your side or keep you waiting. He would live up to your expectations and become a better partner to you than Macarov ever could. Something tells me you suspect that as well. Even Count Le Guin recognizes what kind of man the Major General is. Mary, I understand how sincere your feelings are. All I want is for you to choose a partner who will prioritize your happiness above all else. That is my only wish as your father. I know, Father, but I can't possibly change how I feel so easily. What can I say to them? Macarov,
Now hold your horses. If anybody's gonna be by Mary's side, it should be me.
Macarov? Looks like we made it just in the nick of time. What a shame. I was hoping to see what would happen if it took you longer. You can be a real bully sometimes, you know that? What are these? Well, well. Looks splendid. Is this the machine I've been hearing so much about? The new soldat you've been developing with the aid of Schwarzer and the others. Is it finished? Yeah, I even got Professor Schmidt to acknowledge it as my capstone project. It'll still be a while before it's announced to the public, so keep this a secret. But now that it's done, there's nothing stopping me from standing by your side. I'm finally a man worthy of you. Oh, Macarov. Worthy, eh? A little ironic, wouldn't you say? Your project is what kept her waiting and led to you interrupting an arranged marriage proposal in the first place. I'm not going to make any excuses. What I do know is that I could never call myself a man again if I didn't stop what was happening. I know I half-ass some important things when it comes to a lot of things in life. I'm always shooting myself in the foot, be it with research or Mary. But she loves me for who I am. And better yet, she's the most devoted person I've ever met. I'm not just talking about our relationship. Mary is everything I lack. She's the other half I've been missing. She's also the most beautiful and charming woman I've ever met. Goodness, And all of that scared me. I doubted myself. I may be older than her, but I'm hardly any more experienced when it comes to love and all that. Do I even deserve to be with her? More importantly, can I truly make her happy? When I heard about this suitor business, for a brief moment I thought it was for the best. I simply lacked confidence in myself. Deep down I knew that producing results with my research was only an excuse. But now I have what it takes to harden my resolve. I'm not going to deceive Mary or myself anymore. I'm sorry, Major General, but I'm not letting you or anyone else have her. I don't care about our difference in social standing, how decorated you are, or if you're better suited for her than I am. Nothing's going to change how I feel about her. Macarov, you tell him. Well, when you put it like that, if you feel that strongly about Lady Mary, then I humbly concede. That look in your eye tells me everything I need to know. I won't stand in your way. It was a very heartfelt speech. But are you sure this is what you want, Mary? I am, Father. Oh my, that's all well and good, but I do believe everyone gathered today to see a marriage be arranged. You wouldn't want to disappoint them. If you're so resolved, then why don't we make it official? What? Agreed, I think that would be an entertaining way to close out the afternoon. What do you think, Lord Higharms and Count Altheim? But of course. Yes, I suppose there's nothing else to do at this point. You've got this, Uncle Macarov.
I'm not a perfect man. I'm still immature in a lot of ways, and I know I can be a handful at times. But I know there's nothing we can't beat, so long as we hold on to the love we have for one another. You're someone I need in my life, Mary. So, please, will you marry me?
Oh, Macarov! Of course I will. Nothing would make me happier.
I really do appreciate your concern and help through all of this. Sorry about all the fuss, your lordship. No need to apologize. I'm grateful I had the chance to see something so wonderful today. Don't mention it. Something tells me things would have worked out between you two even without the theatrics. Oh, and about the Marguerite corsage I gave her yesterday? Consider it an engagement gift from me to the both of you. Well, Wallace, does that mean you planned for all of this from the beginning? Sheesh, how am I supposed to top that? I'm sure you'll have plenty of opportunities. The General sure did take me for a ride, though. Whatever do you mean? Wallace was the one who requested my help, but after reflecting on it, I thought it would be more interesting to set him up with you. And I wouldn't mind arranging for it again, should Sir Macarov here fail to meet my expectations. I'll pass on incurring that wrath, thanks. Really are something else, you know that? Pardon me if I'm being too presumptuous, Wallace, but perhaps it's time for you to take a step forward as well. You got me there. Huh? Oh, want to tell us what's so funny? Pipe down. Keep your nose out of other people's business for once. Oh, come on! You two wouldn't have gotten together in the first place if it weren't for me. She's not wrong. I feel like I owe Mint a lot for pushing us together a few years ago. Sure, but don't go encouraging her. That's a slippery slope. And I guess I owe it to you for coming with me today. It meant a lot. That's more like it. You're very welcome. Jeez, how many times do I have to tell you to be more honest about your feelings? Don't let it get to your head, kid. Regardless, today has been a joyous day, wouldn't you say? As long as you're here, could I interest you in joining us for dinner? We can begin the wedding planning over drinks. That sounds great. I'd be happy to. Shall we be off then? People have a way of defying expectations, don't they? Lady Mary was certainly surprised, but I also didn't expect Sir Macarov to fight so valiantly. I know what you mean. Maybe I could learn a thing or two from him. Oh, from the sound of it, you were recording her of everything you had. I find it hard to believe it was all just a performance. Ah, who can say? Anyway, Lady Aurelia, if you have some spare time, would you care to cross blades with me? After a practice duel, are you? It has been a while since we last did battle. Very well, on the condition that it be on horseback. Are you sure? Why not? I'm feeling nostalgic for the duel we had during our academy days. It's a memory that I could never forget. My only regret is that there was no victor. Do you really consider it a draw? I was the president of the riding club and you were a fresh-faced first year. You may as well have won. Not at all. I've never been satisfied with that result. I know when to admit defeat. We really do have a phenomenal first year on our hands. The victor goes the spoils. Since you won, you can make one request to me as the club's president. What you desire. I don't believe this to be a true victory, though I will answer your question even if it was a draw. My goal is to demonstrate the potential of the sword, and to do so, I'm to become the commander-in-chief of the world itself. Should Adios allow it to pass, then my wish is for you to support me as my right-hand man. That day really takes me back. In retrospect, that was probably where it all began. Why the smirk? It's nothing. Just thinking this is a good opportunity. I'll face you with everything I have, so this duel's outcome will be more to your liking. Will you now? I should be the one telling you that.
I have no intention of losing here, Sir Wallace Bardius.
I can't remember the last time you were so formal to me. But enough talk. Prepare yourself, Aurelia Le Guin.
Just sometimes you look at a pair of people, like, so buff and, like, adept as they are, and you're just like, no one has a chance if they have offspring. Daydream, one step forward, has come to an end. 10,000 mirrors a reward. True Storm Bell was obtained. I'm glad we still have daydreams. It's just that there isn't going to be that many of them on our journey by the look of things. Right, in terms of a storm bell that is true, because we do have this, we could give it to you instead of Ellie, for example. Or you, though. You've got that. Here's the funny thing about it now, right? We want the diamond over you are, because we want the spell on there. Just like looking at it going... Yeah, most of these are spells that are being given. Probably best for you. And do you need Crescent Mirror at this point? We do have another Crescent Mirror caster now. We actually have 2 Crescent Mirror casters. So I'll take Crescent Mirror off Tio and give it to Tio. Cool, but why the hell is that a post-game Daydream? Was the start or 13 or 15? I'll put it this way. To me, what we just saw is one of the essences of Trails. NPCs having lives, having enough of the story that you can follow via NPC dialogue, etc., to a final outcome that you can then enjoy. That's how it works for me. Anyway, patrol. 6 stratum to come. Let's get talking.
How's it going?
The noise we keep encountering in the Reverie Corridor seems to get more intense the further in we go. It's like it's warping the space of the corridor itself and trying to consume us along with it. We can't let that happen. We won't. Remember, there's no point in rushing these kind of things. Let's go at our own pace like we always have. This is our rhythm. I can't say I've noticed the noise.
Our team's as in sync as it'll ever be.
There's no telling what we'll find at the end of the corridor, but we can't stop now. Remember, there's no point in rushing these kinds of things. Let's go at our own pace like we always have. This is our rhythm. There's not double dialogue.
Need me for something?
This next fight will be it, the climax of the story that brought us together. So let's win and become the winds of change that turn the world towards the new and brighter dawn. I'll support you with everything I have. You have my word as a Class 7 alumnus and member of the grounds. Have you reset?
How's it going?
Let's win and become the winds of change that turn the world toward a new and brighter dawn. I'll support you with everything. Did your dialogue net get sorted forward? I don't know.
There's a question in your eyes.
The anomalies taking place in the corridor are of great concern to me. I pray that it doesn't lead to yet more turmoil, just as Erebonia's troubles have finally been put to rest. Or whatever the case, you have my full backing. There's nothing we can't overcome as long as we work as one.
Good day to you.
Looks like maybe it's only single dialogue. It's a shame Rean and I weren't able to fight side by side within the tower. It's my only real regret about that. With things only getting more serious, I sincerely hope this is a chance for me to be of some sort of help to everyone. I'm proud to be a sister, and I want to do whatever I can to live up to the lofty standard he set. I couldn't be happier to have you here with me, Elise. You belong here, and I'll be counting on you every step of the way. Oh, Rean, that means the world to hear you say. Thank you. I promise I won't let you or anyone else down.
I believe in us.
When things only get more serious, I sincerely hope this is a chance for me to be of some sort of help to everyone. Proud to be a sister, Rean. I want to do whatever I can to live up to the lofty standard you set. We need someone in the party to switch to, so let's speak to Crow.
Hey, how's it going?
Give me a break. Just when we think we're out, the Reverie Corridor pulls us right back in. Well, that's cool. I can show Audie and his pals that we're doing fine. Let's go all out and finish this in style. You better not hold back.
Hey, how's it going?
That's definitely not a double dialogue. Only a tag team member could be set as a thingy. Any of them near? You're in the team now, buddy. Wait, I can't. Oh, there he goes. There we go. Couldn't say him before, because it took a bit of moving about to do.
Hey there, you all good?
Everyone here has taken their first steps towards a new path in life. I'm no different. I feel the winds have changed too. We owe it to ourselves to take care of this last anomaly here so we can move forward with our lives, our minds clear. If you need my strength, you know where to find me. I'll be more than happy to give a live demonstration of my Taito arts.
I'm always down to talk.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they've got double dialogue, but they've got like
Need me for something?
smaller versions of their dialogue. Looks like we still have some unsolved mysteries in the Reverie Corridor. I'll admit, I'm pretty intrigued by it all. I can't wrap my head around how it's able to reproduce the impossible either. Just gotta approach this whole thing carefully. Make sure you're fully prepared before you proceed. But don't worry, whatever happens, Nopar and I will be there to support you.
Oh? Need me for something?
It's like the second two sentences.
Need anything?
The anomalies within the Reverie Corridor are much more serious than we imagined. We've gained a lot of experience along the way, and now it feels like we're being put to the test to show why we're stronger. I'm ready to face whatever's waiting for us at the end. I'll be right there with everyone else fighting as hard as I can.
Oh, need anything? We just have to work together.
Now, I'm pretty sure we don't get double dialogue. Now,
Visitor
considering
access
we've
detected.
made it to another floor, I'm just wondering if anything increases further from here. We can make another Black Zamuran ore. That's a good start. And we have 3. So let's just do Lloyd's weapons to its maximum amount. Michia's might. Lloyd is sorted. Now, in terms of, like, armor and all that, is there another tier of that to get at this point in time? No. There is stuff that can be upgraded, though. And, if I'm right in saying, we did finally get one of these. So, a logical sphere for 3 logical shards. An entrancing jewel with a shimmer that leaves all in awe. Believed to impart power on one who carries the spirit of his namesake. The ATS and ADF is 150, speed plus 15, CP gain plus 50%, auto CP up 5 per turn for Tio. And if we can get 3 of those, we can increase that even further. So at the moment, we'd lose 90 ATS to get that on. But the gains are pretty good. Speed plus 15. CP gain plus 50% or CP up. I'll go with it, because we know we're going to try to upgrade that and get the 300.
Initializing trading process.
Any curios? Rean's travel wear, Muse's main uniform. How have we not... Oh, I guess I've not been diligently touching these to make sure they're all sold out. I'm going to get this heat up, you are, because it seems there are things that can be sold out in the end. Got more stuff that's appeared here, isn't there? I've not been buying the hairs, but there's hairs down here, glasses, Celine's alt-coloured ribbon, Rufus's hospital clothes. Sure, that's what we want. Rean's headset, Rean's glasses, dark hair Crow, brown hair Randy, gold hair Lloyd. Oh, we've got to get Oliver his towel too. Because he totally would go in naked without it, like, stopping him. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I am wrong.